This Sunday is the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk along Milwaukee's lakefront. The popular event was canceled last year due to COVID. And while you may not have seen the crowds dressed in pink, it's important to remember how many people have been battling breast cancer during the coronavirus pandemic. CBS 58's Nicole Coughlin has more.
Hundreds of women in Wisconsin have been battling breast cancer during the COVID-19 pandemic. While much of the world was shutting down, they received a life-changing diagnosis and underwent treatment that could not wait. This story of friendship is a nice reminder of how much strength we gather from one another.
So Linnea was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer when she was 32. Oh, she was tons of fun. She always had a themed cocktail for any occasion. She always had like the perfect place to eat, the perfect thing to throw on the campfire.
Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha.
So yeah, it was like over 20 years of raising our kids together and going through life's things, and we celebrated every holiday together.
Halloween, one of their favorites. This October will be the first Georgette Retzer goes on the annual haunted camping trip without her best friend. Linnea passed away in June after battling breast cancer for almost a decade.
We play games and charades and stay up late and just laugh around the campfire. It was like an opportunity for us to be disconnected from social media and phones and
reconnecting with each other, something that gave Linnea strength to keep fighting as long as she did.
The biggest commonality I think she and I have is that we cultivate relationships.
That came to a screeching halt for so many of us during the pandemic.
We did quite a few virtual wine tastings and kind of get-togethers over the phone like that, which was a nice distraction.
Staying connected when we had to stay apart felt more important than ever.
People that struggled through their journey like Linnea did, they've earned that title of survivor. I feel like she changed my trajectory of my journey, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been getting mammograms when I was in my 40s.
Retzer was due for her annual mammogram in March of 2020. Because of the pandemic, it was delayed until June.
Then the radiologist came in, and that's when I knew this was different.
In July of 2020, Retzer was diagnosed with breast cancer, but did not immediately tell her best friend.
Because Linnea was going through her own journey, and the chemotherapy was really just battering her body. I didn't feel like I could give her one more thing to be burdened about. Later on, when I did tell her, she was probably the most upset with me that she's ever been in our friendship.
Retzer underwent surgery and 14 rounds of radiation.
It was really scary, honestly, even with knowing a lot of people who have had breast cancer. Just the unknown and having to wait for results.
Waiting on the unknown became an all too familiar feeling during the COVID-19 pandemic.
This was one of our haunted camping trips.
Today, Retzer is doing well and remains forever grateful for her friendship with Linnea. Their time together now a beautiful reminder that life is about connecting with each other and celebrating those relationships.
The relationships and to have a lot of people to be able to share your burden with. So many people feel like, well, I just don't know what to say in those instances to people. And for me, it's like you don't need to say anything. You just need to offer a hug and listen. Really, it's that easy, but it makes such a difference. It made such a difference to me, and I know that it did to Linnea as well.
Nicole Coughlin, CBS 58 News.